I'm Fire Commissioner Lloyd Ayers, Fire Commissioner for the City of Philadelphia, and welcome to Freedom from Fire. Here we bring you information from throughout the entire community, but mostly from leaders in the community that are doing things to support us, helping to make sure that people are safe in their homes and in their dwellings, and it's a very important thing that we have as far as making sure that you get that information. One of the things I like to do is welcome you to part 2 of a program that we had. And on this program, it was about our seniors. We talked about the data. We talked about all of the things that we had discovered when we looked through the data. And we also looked at the problem and said that we can come together and make some changes in the community as related to our seniors. So in our Commissioner's Corner this week, we want to talk about how we can stay safe and how our seniors can stay safe. One of the things that you want to do in the community is go throughout the area. Make sure you know where all of the seniors are, where they live, knock on the door, take the initiative. Sometimes you'll take notice that someone may have lost a spouse, they may be by themselves. Just knock on the door, be the neighbor that you should be, and ask if they need anything. Let them know that you're there for them. Make sure you share your phone number. Make sure that your family is connected with their families. Our seniors, they've been out there, they've worked hard all their lives. Many of them own those homes. They have families, and sometimes their families are all grown. They may be away in college. They may have moved away and decided to raise their family in another area. But remember, they're still a part of our community, and we still have an obligation to enjoy the wonderful interaction between someone who's lived before you, and they can usually give you a lot of information. So let's invite our community, the seniors, back into our communities and back into our lives. So one of the things that I want you to do is know in your block, where are your seniors? Okay, go out, talk to them. Make sure that they have smoke alarms. Make sure that they have an opportunity to get that education. And you can pass that information on to your local fire station. If you find out that they don't have smoke alarms, all you need to do is make sure that that fire safety and education district lieutenant or captain knows where they are, give them their address. They'll make sure that they make an appointment to get smoke alarms in. And if they don't need smoke alarms, they can get the education, all of the pamphlets and information. They'll even come into the home and they'll conduct a real quiet and important home inspection for that senior. So we're out there, we're ready to serve. So this Commissioner's Corner has a takeaway. What are you doing for the seniors in your block? Today, again, I have some very special guests. I have with me Reverend Dr. Malcom Byrd. He's here. I have with me also Ms. Lydia Hernandez Velez and Mr. Chris Gallagher. So we're going to talk about several other things. So first, a brief introduction and talk about what you do, so we'll make sure that our audience understands.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. I'm the interim director of the Mayor's Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, and it is the primary lead agency within city government for working with religious communities in Philadelphia who provide services to many of our seniors all over the city. So we work to ensure that we're able to work with departments such as the fire department and other key departments within city government to optimize access to the daily activities of government for communities of faith.
Okay, and Ms. Hernandez?
Well, as Deputy Managing Director for Aging, my role includes discussing policy with departments, thinking deliberately and intentionally about how Philadelphia should operate, since a growing part of the city is folks over 50. In fact, at some point it could be 1 in 3. It's population that could be at risk, but we also know that they have a lot of wisdom and energy to share, so we want to make sure they stay engaged and stay safe.
Absolutely. And Mr. Gallagher?
I'm the director of the helpline at Philadelphia Corporation for Aging. We provide many services and information to seniors throughout the city. We touch the lives of, there's over 100,000 phone calls that come into our call center in a year at 215-765-9040. We also have a website that many people get information and connect with us. That's www.pcacares.org. So we really try to get information out to the community and also connect them with the services that we can provide, or at least coordinate the services to either keep somebody safe in their home so they don't have to go to a nursing home, get repairs to their home, maybe line up some transportation if they have some mobility issues. And this is a perfect example of providing information so people can stay safe if they have a fire emergency in their home.
I know in the summertime, the PCA, they operate a heat line. And how important is that?
Well, in conjunction with the health department, years ago, we looked at data just like you looked at with fire and realized that there's 20 or 30 heat-related deaths every year in Philadelphia. One year it was up to 118. These deaths are very preventable, and 75% of the deaths are seniors for various reasons. Reasons like economy. They don't have the money to buy a fan or working air conditioning. Isolation, they don't have somebody checking on them, or they live alone, not realizing that their body's not handling the heat well. They don't realize that they still do the normal things that they do, and their body succumbs to the heat. So we see similarities to what you're trying to accomplish through the fire department with the isolation, with doing things that they just didn't know that were wrong to do, like extension cords, like heating the home inappropriately, the clutter, hoarding, things like that, that can really make a bad situation much worse. So we're trying to get information out, working with the fire department and other organizations to make sure our seniors are safe.
Yes. Ms. Hernandez, what can seniors do to help themselves?
Well, first and foremost is to know that there are partners within the city that they can collaborate with, and to overcome the sense that many seniors have that I don't want to bother, you know, or I'm not comfortable with people coming into my home, or you know, if it's that important, it'll come to me. In some circumstances, you have to be proactive. Things like contacting the fire department,
yes,
and the local fire safety folks about, you know, I've got these smoke alarms and I can't climb that ladder anymore to get the batteries in there, so that people can assist them in keeping them safe. And another thing is also collaborating with caretakers, and it's not just the senior itself, because just like it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to support a senior who has earned our respect, yes, and our support. And enabling the caretakers to know what services are available and how to connect. Because in many, many circumstances, the senior calls the Mayor's Commission on Aging, for example, when the situation is really, really dire. Their benefits have been cut off. They have found themselves in a really, a situation that is life-threatening. And then we have to pull together and collaborate with the Philadelphia Corporation for Aging to get them the services that they have. The concept that, you know, we're all here to work together, because none of us likes to see the stories in the newspapers of something that could have been preventable, either from heat or from fire.
Yes, very, very heart-wrenching. Dr. Byrd, are there things that the communities of faith or places of worship can do to promote fire prevention and safety for our seniors?
Yes, I think there are, Commissioner. Certainly I concur with my colleague that our seniors are such valued treasures who've invested so much into our community, into our institutions, and we have a responsibility to proactively provide support that's timely and complementary to their needs. Part of that means that we do have to make sure we have resources so that we can meet some of their financial needs, so they're not having to make those difficult decisions around fire safety. Something else we can do, we can provide assessments, home assessments in terms of safety risk and factors that are in the home of our seniors, and then have teams that are willing to work in addressing those risks towards reducing the risks. We can provide ongoing education and support. Many of our seniors access our facilities or our houses of worship on a weekly and sometimes bi-weekly basis, and it provides wonderful opportunity for communicating information about benefits, for safety tips, and resources that they may be entitled to. So we can do a great deal in terms of making sure that resources are in place, that we're taking a proactive role in assessing risk to our seniors and then effectively and timely addressing them, and then encouraging our seniors to access resources within the community and agreeing to partner with seniors as they make those accesses.
Well, I will tell you, listening to you talk about reducing the risks, everybody talking about how we reduce the risk for our citizens. This week, we're going to have firefighters graduating, 143 firefighters that's actually coming out into the community. They're going to be specially trained with community risk reduction. And the idea is that as firefighters, of course, we go out and we address all risks, all hazards. So one of the things that we understand is prevention. So we want to prevent any and everything that's a hazard or that creates high risk for our community. So with all of these firefighters coming out and going through the entire community, how can we best help you in what you're doing?
Well, one of the things I suggest, Commissioner, and I'm very excited because one of those new firefighters is my own niece, who'll be graduating in that class, and we're very proud of her. But one of the things that we can do within communities of faith is agree to form partnerships with our local fire stations and engines as well, being resources and eyes and ears to the local fire safety personnel. And partnering and agree to accompany them to do some of the home tours, home assessments as well, to provide access to our sanctuaries in which we can conduct educational sessions for our seniors and for those caregivers who regularly have responsibility for being attendant. So there are a number of things that we can do to partner with the department at a local level in accessing homes in the community when they go out and do some of the home inspections and tours. Well, let's have some of our places of worship to adopt a fire station and agree to partner and collaborate in doing those home assessments.
Well, they will have program assignments for the next year to actually engage the community. So how can we help?
I think continual communication, we collaborate in terms of always having, for example, when you come to the Mayor's Commission on Aging and we have a resource table, as soon as you walk in, the fire department materials are up in center, and we urge people to take things home because on the ride on the bus home, or perhaps, you know, as you're thinking through, you put it on the table as you walked in the door, it'll catch your attention and make you think about, oh wait, I should have a home evacuation plan. I should have, you know, oh, you know, I do have some older electrical equipment that I need to take a look at. That refrigerator is 50 years old and the socket's a little frayed. Let me think about that. And just causing people to think and then supporting that action and having the partnership of saying, well, if you really do need to have that fire safety check, we know what fire safety lieutenant is in your area. Let's make that communication and make that call.
Oh, absolutely. So as they form those programs and try to partner, what could we do that would be a great partnership with PCA?
I think not only the partnership between the fire department and PCA, but all organizations, agencies that serve aging and disability need to make sure that they know what each other does. It's very rare when you hear from somebody that's disabled or a senior that only has one issue. They may call or contact somebody with one problem in their mind. If you can get that person to open up and start talking to them, not overwhelmingly, not pulling information out of them, but just in talking. What else is going on in life? What other needs might you have that we can uncover right now that we might be able to hook you up with a lot of different organizations that do things. There's wonderful organizations in Philadelphia. We all do something. And it's very important for us to know what each other does so that we can make those multiple referrals, not only just handling what you do, but handling what you know other people do as well, to try to get the full needs met by the senior or person with disability.
Well, those community risk reduction trained firefighters, they're going to be going out. It's a big change for the Philadelphia Fire Department. We know that we still have fires that are devastating out there, but we also know that the effort that we've made to reduce the fires it's working. It's a good thing. So how do we partner in the community to continue to chase those fires down? It's about community risk reduction. So all of those programs that our firefighters, our men and women that's going to be graduating are going to be going into the communities all over the city on all platoons and setting up programs, and we're going to be looking forward to working with you. And I want to say thank you so much to the listening audience out there. We have a great panel today. They've worked well with us. They've done 2 shows full of information. So make sure that you take this information, utilize it, and become someone who can just hug a senior and just engage them and just enjoy it. And it's going to be enriching for your life. So I want to say thank you to Reverend Dr. Byrd, to Lydia Hernandez Velez, and I'd like to say thank you to Chris Gallagher. Thank you so much for being a part of Freedom from Fire. Thank you. Welcome back to Freedom from Fire. And in this segment, we're going to talk to one of our very special fire safety representatives. But I want all of you to know that the information from the previous segment is available so that you can get that information on 3 great guests. We had Reverend Dr. With us, we had Reverend Dr. Malcom Byrd. We had Ms. Lydia Hernandez, and we also had Chris Gallagher. So you can get that information and make sure that you can call their websites if you need to, share that information with all of those folks in the community. And right now I have with me one of our most important people in the community, and that's our fire safety representative. And today I have Ms. Yvonne Sawyer with me, and she's from the 800 block South 58th Street, doing a great job out there. And I'd like to say thank you so much. We had a nice another milestone as we moved towards 0 fire deaths. We couldn't do it without your help. We couldn't do it without that network of people who found it not robbery to go out and knock on the doors and talk to the seniors and talk to those folks who may be in harm's way. So how do you do it? You know, we appreciate it. How do you just keep everybody safe?
I mean, it's a lot of work. You have to be committed to do it. You have to care about your neighbors. And also one thing, I have my neighbors caring about their neighbors. Okay, with me working a lot of hours, I always inform my neighbors, you know, look out for your neighbor, you know, check on your neighbor next door. If there's an issue that's coming up, you know, let me know. Okay, what's going on? Maybe I can be able to assist them very well. But I'm very proud of my neighbors. I have a good block, and we all work together, and I want to continue on doing that.
Well, that's great. Now, with the smoke alarms, did you find when you first started that you had a lot of folks that just wasn't aware of the smoke alarms and needed to get those in them smoke alarms in their homes?
Right, yeah, there was a lot of neighbors that wasn't aware of the new law. And what I did pass the information out. I did tell them, because I have a lot of seniors on my block, and I did tell them if they do need one to contact 311, and turn 311 will get in contact with the fire department and have them to come out to install the smoke alarms.
Well, that's a good thing. That was a change. We had a lot of people that asked about the 10-year lithium battery powered smoke alarms. They were saying, well, I have my regular smoke alarms, and we would ask, how old are the smoke alarms? Well, they're 3 or 4 years old. I said, well, there's a new law, and when you stop and you think about it, when you have, say, a 2-story house, that means you have to have 3 smoke alarms working on each level. And if you replacing the batteries, and we always say what? Spring ahead and fall behind, right? And when we change that clock, we change the batteries and the smoke alarms. So if you stop and you did the math, I always tell them, I say 3, yes, times 2, so that's 6.
6, right.
Times what? Times 10 years doing it, That's 60.
60, that's
okay,
right.
times $2 to $3 for that. So it's going to average either 120 to 140 or so dollars just to keep up with that, just with the battery. So it's a real bargain for around $20 each, and they last for and they last for 10 years.
That's what it's all about.
So it's just a message that we get out, and it's worth it. You know, if you're saving a life, if you're being more conscious about, you know, your fire safety, making sure that you get those smoke alarms up, making sure that those smoke alarms are working, and you're testing them once a week. That's good stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now, how about the seniors in the block? How have you had a chance to talk with them?
I have.
Are they taken care of?
Had a chance to talk to them, and they are aware of it. And there are some have problems in regards to the price.
Okay.
Okay, and I did inform them that, you know, that it can be done. It's worth your life. Okay, and also that, you know, you get in contact with 311, maybe something that can be arranged that will be able to assist them with that. Well, if they call 311, but they do realize how important it is.
We'll take care
to have that installed, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, one of the things I want you to do is to take the fire safety pledge with me.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that all our citizens out there understand the importance. You have, I like to talk about that four-legged stool, smoke alarms, working one on every level, planning and practicing a home escape plan, making sure that they understand the importance of the home escape plan, and then the home fire safety checklist, where you have all of those different items where you can reduce the risk in your home just by making sure everything checks yes. If you follow all of those things, you have done a great deal to move your family and your environment towards being more safe. So that's what it's about. But that last thing that we always talk about is that home fire safety pledge. So if you take the fire safety pledge, it means that you're going to do the execution, that you're going to, you promise, you know, to yourself and to your family that you're going to take care of that. And you also promise to your block too, right? Because no one wants a fire in their home or in their block. So I would ask you, please, Yvonne, to help me to give the fire safety pledge to our listening audience.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Everybody raise the right hand. I love my family, and I am responsible for their safety. Therefore, I pledge to have at least one working smoke alarm on each level of my home. I pledge to test the battery once each week and replace it or the smoke alarm as needed. I pledge that every family member will sleep with their bedroom door closed. I pledge to develop and practice a home escape plan. I pledge that if I cannot afford smoke alarms, I will contact the smoke alarm hotline by calling 311. All this I solemnly pledge. Well, thank you very much, Yvonne, for helping me out. And thank you for being with us on Freedom from Fire. Again, Fire Commissioner Lloyd Ayers, stay safe.